What is the best way to spend gems in Clash of Clans? We're going to answer that definitively in this video. Over the last few years, there have been so many things that you could spend your gems on. Magic items, ores, the Goblin Builder, the Apprentice Builder, skins, and sussy decorations. The list is literally endless, but if you're trying to progress faster than you think should be possible, this is the video for you. Now, before talking about anything else, the very first priority is to get all 5 builders in the game. Most players already know this, so I'm going to assume you either have them or are working towards them, and I'm going to talk about other things you can purchase for gems in the game. First off, let's start off with a controversial take. Hero skins. Don't buy them. I'm just joking, of course, I can't say this. Look, skins and decorations are something that I cannot rank, and it is because it is up to you and how you enjoy the game. If you love skins, I can't tell you not to buy the skins. I just hope you know exactly which skins are worth that 1500 gems, because it is a pricey matter. I mean, if only there was a YouTube channel that really broke down which skins and sceneries were the best for everybody to buy. Speaking of 1500 gems though, we also need to talk about epic equipment that you can buy. Look, 100% if you didn't get the epic piece of equipment and you were playing the game at the time, you fumbled the bag. And it's okay, it happens, I do that too. And I can't brushstroke and just say to buy all epic equipment, but the ones that are meta should be bought before anything else I talk about in this video. Sure, we've had some epic equipment nerfs in the past year. I mean, it does happen, but it's only happened one time in the last year. So if there's something that's meta right now, it's definitely worth investing into it. Now, the last unrankable thing that I want to talk about is fully dependent on whether or not you're a good member of society. And if not society, at least your clan, because 1 gem donos are a huge part of the game now. Now, it's so hard to rank this because some people literally buy gems so they can 1 gem dono, and I'm one of these people, and it's actually really nice to help other people have fun in the game. So I will not rank this, but I will say if you're a developing player and you're spending a lot of gems 1 gem donating, you're actually giving up a lot of progression because of that. Now, moving on, let's talk about things that actually speed up your progression in the game. First off, we have the training potion. This thing used to be a game changer that you can get for an unbeatable price of 25 gems. It was super effective and super cheap, but recently it has lost a lot of its value. Why? Well, with the increased loot that you get from the latest update, you're a lot less likely to have little resources when your builders free up, and that was the moments where the training potion used to really shine. But you might be thinking, well, you can play for an hour straight and now you can get even more loot than before, so shouldn't it be better? Well, here's the thing. While the training potion is super fun and it can be super helpful, it is overshadowed by literally everything else on this list. Also, the training trait is giving the training potion a serious run for its money, especially since it's free. So the training potion isn't terrible and it will save you 2 to 3 hours, but it's not nearly as impactful as anything else on this list. Moving on, let's talk about a classic magic item, the Book of Heroes. This used to be the best way to spend gems, but is it still top tier? Let's break it down. Right now, the longest hero upgrades are 8 days long and the Book of Heroes costs 500 gems. So if we go ahead and do the math, you can actually see that the Book of Heroes will get you 0.38 hours for every single gem that you spend. Now, that's a pretty good rate, but there is one catch. With the usage of hero potions as well as the importance of equipment, the effect of a single Book of Heroes is a lot less noticeable. Therefore, the Book of Heroes is not the obvious gem purchase that it used to be, and instead there are a lot better options that we can consider. But what about the Book of Building and the Book of Fighting? Are these better gem investments? Currently, the longest upgrade time in the game is 16 days, but for the sake of practicality, let's go ahead and use 15 days instead. With the Book of Building or the Book of Fighting costing 925 gems each and allowing you to skip 15 days, if you do the math, you get about 0.39 hours for every single gem that you spend in this transaction. Now, that's a fraction of a step up from the Book of Heroes. And honestly, right now, I'd say that these 2 books are superior to the Book of Heroes, especially if you're using them on offensive upgrades. However, even with this rate, all of these books don't stand a chance against some of the other things that are coming up in this list. And one of those things we have to talk about is Glowy Ore. Glowy Ore used to be the bottleneck for upgrading equipment, but with all of the new epic equipment that we have, that is no longer the case. So is buying Glowy Ore still worth it from the shop? Let's break it down. For 150 gems, you get 60 Glowy Ore, and depending on the league that you're in, that's a different amount of time saved. For instance, if you're in Titan 1, you only save about 29 hours, but if you're in Crystal 2, you can actually save up to 72 hours. So this gives us a range of 0.19 to 0.48 hours per gem spent. So what does this actually mean? Well, if you're at a lower town hall level, then buying Glowy Ores is actually a lot better for you than buying the books. But if you're at a higher town hall level, it's not nearly as effective of a gem purchase. But what about Starry Ore, since it's the limiting resource for equipment now? Here's the deal. So for the price of 275 gems, you can snag about 15 Starry Ore. Assuming a 50% war win rate, a Town Hall 10, which is the lowest town hall that can receive Starry Ore, will get about 4.5 Starry Ore per war. However, a Town Hall 16 will get about 9 Starry Ores per war. Therefore, we can see in this chart that a Town Hall 16 would save around 80 hours and get a rate of 0.29, while a Town Hall 10 could save 160 hours and get a rate of 0.58. So far, this is the best rate we've seen in the video. If you're at a lower town hall level, then buying Starry Ores is a great thing to do. In fact, when I did the calculations for Glowy Ore, I didn't even factor in the amount of Glowy Ores you'd be getting from the war. So the Starry Ores are actually a lot better bang for your gem. Now, for those of you that are at the higher town hall level, you might have noticed that books are still edging out Starry Ores at this point. However, the practicality difference and the amount of power you're going to get as a result of your Starry Ores still make them a better investment in my opinion. So as long as your equipment is not maxed, I think Starry Ores is more than an acceptable option. Now, if that last part was a little confusing to you, don't worry, because there is a much better and simpler way to use your gems. Unfortunately, it's also super hated. There's always posts on Reddit and other sites hating on my man, and he does not deserve it. I'm talking about the Goblin Builder, one of the best ways to spend gems in Clash of Clans regardless of your town hall level. At a rate of just 40 gems per hour, as long as your upgrade is longer than 6 days, you get an insane rate of 0.6 hours per gem that you spend. This is the largest rate that we've gotten so far, and it's easily the best option out of the ones that we've discussed. Now, since the rate is the same between the Goblin Builder and the Goblin Researcher, you might be wondering which one is better. Well, the Goblin Researcher actually wins out because there is a lot more lab time to upgrade than there is builder time. And despite the endless hate that it gets, this is an amazing way to spend your gems. But let's be real, it's not the best. There can only be one top choice, and right now the best way to spend your gems in Clash of Clans is on the Apprentice Builder, and it's not even close. Check out the following chart. I put infinite in the Apprentice Builder stats because that's literally what it is. Think of it like the S&P 500, a college fund or exercise that you do for your body. It's literally an investment that will pay off every single time. Given enough time, the Apprentice Builder will surpass everything on this list. But you might be wondering how long it takes for the Apprentice Builder to break even with other things on this list, so let's go ahead and compare it to the Goblin Builder. This table summarizes the Apprentice Builder versus the Goblin Builder and the amount of days it would need to catch up to the Goblin Builder. At the lowest level, it's about 300 days, and at the highest level, it is 488 days. And sure, 488 days is a long time, but no other purchase on this list can give you continuous value forever when you're playing in Clash of Clans, and that is why this is the undisputed best thing to invest into. In summary, the Apprentice Builder takes the gold, the Goblin Builder comes in second, and if you're looking for some really quick value, then Starry Ores is the option for you. But there's a big problem with this video. If you're broke right now and you don't have any gems to spend, well then you can't get anything that's on this list. And let's be honest, most of you are probably not going to the shop, clicking on the creator code and typing in BD, and then using that to buy gems for your Clash of Clans account. But don't worry, I've done the math and you can get over 100 gems for free every single week in Clash of Clans, even if you're broke in real life. And if you want to know how to do that, then you need to click on this video right here where I break down every single way to get gems in Clash of Clans.